we'll come back to default. In this tutorial, we'll walk through setting up an SMTP server in cPanel. First, let's understand what SMTP is. It stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, and it's the standard protocol for sending emails across the internet. Setting up your own SMTP server offers several advantages, including improved deliverability, helping you avoid spam filters, and reinforcing your branding. cPanel simplifies this process, making it accessible even if you're not a tech expert. Before we start, you'll need a few things: a cPanel hosting account, a registered domain name, and access to your domain's DNS records, which you can usually find through your domain registrar. Now, let's dive into the steps. First, we need to create an email account in cPanel. Navigate to the Email Accounts section, click Create, and choose a desired email address, for example, norripley@yourdomain.com. Then, set a strong password and specify the mailbox quota before clicking Create again. The next critical step is configuring your DNS records for SMTP. Access your domain's DNS settings, either through your domain registrar or cPanel's zone editor. You'll need to create 3 types of records: SPF, DKIM, and MARC. For the SPF record, create a TXT record with the name/host set to it or your domain name, and the value set to be equals SPF1MX include _SPF.yourdomain.com all. Remember to adjust _SPF.yourdomain.com if needed, checking with your hosting provider. For the DKIM record, go to Email Deliverability. In cPanel, find your domain and click Manage. If DKIM is invalid, click Install the suggested records. Copy the DKIM record information, usually a TXT record. Then, create a TXT record in your DNS settings, using the name/host and value provided by cPanel. Finally, it's recommended to add a MARC record. Create a TXT record with the name/host set to _MARC and the value set to be equals MARC1, P equals none, RUA equals mailtopostmaster@yourdomain.com, RUF equals mailtopostmaster@yourdomain.com, adkim equals R, ASP equals R. Adjust the mailto addresses and consider changing P equals none to P equals quarantine or P equals reject after monitoring your email performance. If the DNS record's in place, let's find your SMTP server settings. Go back to Email Accounts. In cPanel, find the email account you created and click Connect Devices. Note the following settings: the outgoing server, SMTP server address, which is usually mail.yourdomain.com, the username, which is your full email address, the password you set for the email account, and the port. Check for both secure, SSL/TLS, and non-secure options, with common secure ports being 465 for SSL or 587 for TLS, and a common non-secure port being 25. Encryption using SSL/TLS is highly recommended. As an alternative, you could also refer to your hosting provider's documentation for the correct SMTP server settings. Now that you have the settings, it's time to test your SMTP server. Use a third-party email client like Thunderbird or Outlook, or even a webmail client. Configure the email client using the SMTP settings you previously noted. Send a test email to yourself or to another email address you control. Make sure the email is delivered successfully and, importantly, that it doesn't end up in the spam folder. If you encounter issues, here are a few troubleshooting tips. If emails aren't sending, double-check the SMTP server address, username, password, and port. Ensure that SSL/TLS encryption is enabled. Also, check if your internet service provider is blocking port 25. If so, try using port 587 with TLS. Verify that your DNS records, SPF, DKIM, and MARC, are correctly configured and propagated using online DNS lookup tools. If emails are going to spam, ensure your SPF, DKIM, and MARC records are properly configured. Avoid using spam trigger words in your email content, and consider using a reputable email marketing service for bulk email sending. Also, check your domain's reputation with online blacklist checkers. Finally, if you experience a connection timeout, verify that your firewall isn't blocking outgoing SMTP connections, and contact your hosting provider to ensure the SMTP server is online and functioning correctly. Recap: we've covered the steps to set up an SMTP server in cPanel, from creating an email account and configuring DNS records to finding your SMTP settings, testing the server, and troubleshooting common issues. Remember, testing and troubleshooting are crucial for ensuring your emails are delivered successfully. For further learning, explore advanced email deliverability techniques such as email authentication and whitelisting, and check out the cPanel documentation for more detailed information. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Default.